one night to speed up truth. We had a promise made, 4 hands and then away, both under influence. We had divine sense to know what to say. Mind is a razor blade to call for hands of above to lean on. Would it be good enough for me now?
Although the heart may care no more, the mind can always recall, for there are always things to remember. Languid days of depressed boyhood, shared happy days under the glare of the sun, concealed love and mocking fate. So I suppose you remember me too.
The tingling mind of a girl in love, and all the stories yet untold. And all the stories yet untold. The last 3 words.
Remember, a little over a year after I was orphaned, my aunt decided to turn me over to your father, the Datu. In those days, Datus were supposed to take charge of the poor and the helpless. Therefore, my aunt only did right in placing me under the wing of your father. Furthermore, she was so poor that by doing that, she not only relieved herself the burden of poverty, but also safeguarded my well-being.
Please, Baba, don't send me away. Please, Baba, don't send me away. Please, Baba, don't.
But I could not bear the thought of even a moment's separation from my aunt. She had been like a mother to me, and would always be. Babo placed a soothing hand on my shoulder, just like the hand of mother. I felt a bit comforted, but presently I cried some more. The effect of her hand was so stirring. Babo instructed me before we left for your big house. I must not forget to kiss your father's feet, and to withdraw when and as ordered without turning my back. I must not look at your father full in the eyes. I must not talk too much. I must always talk in third person. I must not. Babo, those were too many to remember. Was that really your house? My, it was so big. Babo chided me. Don't call it a house, she said. We call it Astana, the house of the Datu. So I just said, oh, and kept quiet. Why did Babo not tell me that before? I kissed the feet of your Appa, your old honorable resting the whole day father. He was not tickled by my hair lip as you were. He did not laugh at me. In fact, he evinced compassion towards me, and so did your Ambo, your kind mother. Yes, Babo came to see me, to advise me every week for 2 consecutive years, that is, until death took her away, leaving no one in the world but a nephew with a hair lip. And then I got to meet you, my ever-blue blood, Dayang. I was a kid then, so I never knew that it was love. You laughed at me, but it made me laugh at myself too. My hair lip, whom I was ashamed of, was now a fine thing for me too.
Then we would pick up little shells and search for sea cucumbers, or dive for sea urchins, or run along the long stretch of white glaring sand.
We talked, we played, we became friends. Everything was fine, everything was fun. It made me forget that I had back then the pain of losing Baba. You replaced it with the family I have now. You never made me feel alone. That itself was plenty enough.
I, behind you, admiring your soft, nimble feet and your flying hair. Then we would stop, panting, laughing. Your parents sent you to a Mohammedan school. I was not sent to study with you, but it made no difference to me. For after all, was not my work carrying your red Quran on top of my head 4 times a day? And you were happy, because I could entertain you, because someone could be a water carrier for you. One of the requirements then was to carry water every time you showed up in your Mohammedan class.
For many times we've talked, until the many years we've walked. We shared the same things, laughed the same joke. We had so much fun then. Little did we have now.
The dreary monotone of your Quran chanting less than 3 years. You were so slow, your Gora said. At times, she wanted to whip you, but did she not know you were the Datu's daughter? Why, she would be flogged herself.
Every day I get to see you, but never did I get the chance to ever talk. I would look away because I was asked to, but you never showed up to me again. You were so focused, I think you might have forgotten about me too.
But back there in your spacious Astana, you were already being tutored for maidenhood. I was older than you by 1 Ramadan. I often wondered why you grew so fast, while I remained a lunatic dwarf. Maybe the poor care I received in early boyhood had much to do with my hampered growth. However, I was happy in a way that did not catch up with you. For I had a hunch you would not continue to avail yourself for my help in certain intimate tasks, such as scrubbing your back when you took your bath. Had I grown as fast as you?
Every day, I attempt to talk to you, to speak once more to you like the old days. Oh, have I ever forgotten the sound of your voice? You seem too far away.
But things did not remain as they were. A young Datu from Bonbon came back to ask for your hand. Your Appa was only too glad to welcome him. There was nothing better, he said, than marriage between 2 people of the same blue blood. Besides, he was growing old. he had no son to take his place someday. The young Datu was handsome and rich too. And you were glad too, not because he was rich, for you were rich yourself. Then came your big wedding. People had crowded your astana early in the day to help in the religious slaughtering of cows and goats, to aid too in the voracious consumption of your wedding feast. Some more people came as evening drew near. Those who could not be accommodated upstairs had to stay below.
May I call you my own? But no, I don't know you.
But I felt differently, of course. I wanted, no, I could not have a hand in your marital arrangement. What was I after all?
Whatever you do,
But I escaped that night, pretty blue blood. Where to? Anywhere. That was exactly 7 years ago, and those years did wonderful things for me. I am no longer a lunatic dwarf, although my hair lip remains as it has always been.
want you to hold me under these darkening skies. Whoever you love now,
And Allah's wheel of time kept on turning. And Ayo one day, your husband was transported to San Ramon Penal Farm, Zamboanga. He had raised his hands against the Christian government. He has wished to establish his own government. He wanted to show his petty power by refusing to pay land taxes, on the ground that the lands he had were by legitimate inheritance his own absolutely.
I ran as fast as I could, rushing towards you, to your aid, like what a servant would do. No, like I should have been doing. To be there for you, to be the one being there for you. Yes, I should have done that.
He did not understand that the little amount he should have given in the form of taxes would be utilized to protect him and his people from swindlers.
a broken man.
He did not discern that he was in fact a part of the Christian government himself. Consequently, his subjects lost their lives fighting for a wrong cause.
Thought I could do this on my own. I've lost so much.
Your Appa, too, was drawn into the mess and perished with the others. His possessions were confiscated.
I know I'm finally yours. I'll find out.
And you, Ambo, died of a broken heart. Your husband, to save his life, had to surrender. His lands, too, were confiscated. Only a little portion was left for you to cultivate and live on. It was like you were able to jest even when sorrow was on the verge of removing the last vestiges of your law.
And then I got to see again, and finally your face, that I've been longing for the longest time, since forever.
Always fool me, and I can't react.
You've changed somehow, and I too have changed. I saw just a glance, but somehow I have seen much. You're stressed, indifferent, the more hardworking one. And as of time travels so fast, I didn't notice. I was now a landowner too. And when did I become one? When have you become this one now too? Shared laughs, the dry ones, the ones we never met, the ones that we tried hiding so much that it hurts. I still love you all along, and it still pains me up until now. Did you ever thought of me from all the times that I've passed?
I yearn to tell you that the land and the cattle I own were all yours. And above all, I burn to whirl back to you and beg you and your children to come home with me. That urge to go back to you, Dayang was strong, but I did not go back, for a sudden qualm seized. I had no blue blood, I had only a hair lip. Not even the fingers of Allah perhaps could weave us, even now, into equality.